I'm Adam Bowen, and I'm running for County Commissioner. It's a county-wide race. I live here in Fort Collins. I have got 2 kids that I've raised, and they're almost fully grown here. I got a 19-year-old who's at college out in California now, and I got a 16-year-old daughter who's at Poudre High School here in town. My own poverty experience was when I was very young. My parents were very young when I was born, and the first 10 years of my life I lived in basically an apartment complex across from an interstate highway construction site. And my parents could get cheap rent there, and that sort of that was a very early experience. And we were out of there, and we lived in a nice house in the suburbs after that and whatnot. But it really kind of formed me somewhat and shaped my my view of the world in early years. Kids aren't able to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. That's not an option for our kids. And if you look at the poverty statistics, an awful lot of it is related to kids. And I think it's important that the government is there, for those kids. That's something we've got a really terrific network here. There's the nonprofits that have worked here. There's faith-based organizations, but all of us working together, we really need to make sure that there's a solid foundation for our human services. We need to make sure that the county is functional. Budgeting is huge. I have a BS in business administration, and for about 15 years I was a national sales manager for a Japan-based chemical company. So I traveled around the country a lot, took care of clients, won business. I understand what it's like to be accountable, to set goals, to be accountable for those, and to also look at, okay, to meet those goals, what expenses do we have, and to really be responsible in the private sector for profitability. We don't really think about profitability in the public sector, but I think that's the same sort of sense of accountability, and we really need to make sure that we have a strong organization that delivers delivers a service to people that is demanded. We'll talk a little bit more later, but this is the third get-together in sort of the area of human services that some of us have had as candidates in the past 24 hours. And when you read a lot of statistics, you think, okay, well, for example, Foothills Gateway has 300 people on its waiting list, or that sort of thing. Or if you actually read, there's an article in the Coloradoan, which you should all take a look at. That talks about how the poverty rate is just skyrocketed here just in the past year, especially in the city of Fort Collins. So I got a printout here people can read afterwards or whatnot, but it's online too. We've got a lot of human stories, one at a time. Each of these is a real person, and so I think we need to be empathetic as leaders about that, and we need to think proactively about what the solutions are.